So, welcome to a small short review of some of the latest cards, okay, for the Grand Tournament. Acidmaw. Whenever another minion takes damage, destroy it. Uh, the stats are not great, but um, welcome back to the Emperor Cobra days, where you would try to gain value and uh, at the time of this, when you want to actually play this, your opponent most likely may not already have any frostbolts remaining, unlike the Emperor Cobra, which you would play early or somewhat late, depending on how you play it or how you draw it into your Cobra. Uh, but this is a very interesting legendary. I'm not sure if I'm taking the text correctly, but if it works out, it will be great to combo with another card that I'm reviewing next. So yeah, this is basically a legendary version of the Emperor Cobra. And we have Powershot. Powershot, it says deal 2 damage to a minion and the minions next to it. So, remember the days of Betrayal, Explosive Shot, uh, those kinds of cards? Well, it's back. And the hunter gets a cheaper version of Explosive Shot. However, Explosive Shot costs 5 and it deals 5 to the main target. Uh, but this is cheaper. And I just reviewed the other card previously, right? So if I'm reading it correctly, so if I'm reading this correctly, isn't this a combo? Question mark? Well, we'll have to find out. Chillmaw. Taunt. 6/6 for cost of 7. Death Rattle. If you're holding a dragon, deal 3 damage to all minions. Well, we know what's 3 health. The Patron deck. Grim Patrons. And I have a quote for you. Welcome to the arena, Grim Patron. Today, you will kill me, and you will face your greatest consequence. Or not. Forehead. Yeah. So basically, what this does is that this is a board control counter against patron. Uh, but the good news is um, people may put back Commanding Shout into the deck based on this card. And of course, I didn't prepare the image of Commanding Shout, but I have a feeling that Commanding Shout will come back into play, just like my own patron deck. That some people, before the refinement of the actual current patron deck, people still have at least one Commanding Shout as a draw and as a reactionary combination to spawn patrons without losing them. So we will probably see uh, Commanding Shout going back into the patron deck to prevent this death rattle. At least that's what it will come down to. And we have this card. Um, so this is a 6 for 3/9. Uh, the stats are really good, but you know, It can get Shadow Madness, Shadow with Pain, um, and this becomes really interesting of all the interactions possible with uh, all the different kinds of interactions. There's so many things now that just messes with this, but when I read this and when I see 3-9, it kind of reminds me of the old um, combo with True Silver, Eye for an Eye against the Arcanite Reaper plus the Blood Cell Corsair to punish the permanent buff to make your Blood Cell Corsair become a 9/3. And then because you do True Silver Eye for an Eye, then you actually punish the warrior to take 9 damage back uh, on top of you as the paladin just taking 9 because you're supposed to kill the Blood Cell Corsair and you have to face 9 damage. Well, it's a reflected damage before they changed Eye for an Eye. Uh, and when I see this, it's kind of the quote unquote opposite. And I believe many decks will use this card for face trades. However, if you do play something like Molten Giants, you will actually lose um, the acceleration of being able to play Molten Giants because you have this card that's taking more damage. However, it's almost just like Tharzan or anything. It attracts attention uh, to where, you know, even if they want to hit your face, um, they have to finish this guy off because this guy is taking the damage. And this is very MTG style. I believe that uh, what is it called? What is it called? Um, Pariah, I believe. Yeah. So this is like a pariah, if my English is correct. So this will be an interesting card. And finally, this card, the Polymorph, the new Mage Polymorph. Everyone is saying, uh, Wisp plus this card. Definitely, uh, aggro Mage will definitely come into play with the Wisps. And in a little small reference, uh, you know how people say that Fel Reaver is a bad card, and Fel Reaver's board presence as an 8/8 on turn 5 or even coined out is so great that sometimes your opponent just doesn't have the BGH or uh, they just don't really have the exact counter. I mean, well, Eldar Peacekeeper and try to get you to mill slowly but surely or humility. I mean, ultimately, this is like saying I'm the aggressive person. I don't really care about what you have. And Fel Reaver and this has kind of a same effect to where you must get rid of the presence. I don't care about my deck. So the new mechanic jousting, like I will lose most likely in jousts. But hey, I've already done damage to your face. Or like the Fel Reaver, I would already deal 8 damage to your face. So unless you have Eldor, Humility, or BGH or Shadow Word Death for the Fel Reaver, it's very interesting. Thank you all, and I hope that you enjoy your review.